Welcome to the book of Shoftim, chapter 13, a story that's going to go with us for the next 4 chapters, the story of Manoach, his wife, and their child. We're going to see who he is. Bnei Yisrael sin, and what happens when Bnei Yisrael sin in the book of Shoftim. God gives them in the hands of the neighboring nations, in this case, Plishtim. Plishtim dominate Bnei Yisrael for 40 years. Bnei Yisrael are controlled by Plishtim, who are obviously not very nice to them. And that's where our story finds us. One day, Manoach's wife suddenly has a revelation. An angel of God comes to her and says, "Look, I know you do not have children, but you will have a child." He tells her, "You'll conceive, you'll have a child, and I want you to make sure you behave in the following way, starting today. Listen, here's the story. You do not have a child, do not drink any wine, do not drink anything that can get you intoxicated, and make sure you also are not eating anything impure. You're going to have a child. You're going to make sure also to keep him in the same way, pure, and he will never, ever, ever be able to have a haircut." Yeah, you got that. The name is Shimshon. But he's not born yet. So the woman comes back to her husband. She's very excited. She says, "Look, an angel came to me. He looks like a terrifying angel, and he told me, you are about to have a child, but you cannot drink any wine, you cannot have anything intoxicating, any beer or anything with alcohol, and the child is going to be a Nazir. He's going to be someone devoted to God who will never, ever, ever get any haircut." So the man is obviously startled by the news, and he turns to God and he says, "God, I want to hear this news myself. I also want to hear this." And God sends the angel again. The angel comes when Manoach is not with her, and once again he appears with the good news. And she runs this time, calls her husband, and Manoach comes running to the field. And Manoach comes over to the angel, who looks like a human being now, and says, "Are you the one who told us that we're going to have a child?" And he says, "Yes." And Manoach is like, "I want to hear it with my own ears. What do we need to do with this child?" And the angel says, "Exactly what I told you. Remember, this child cannot get a haircut. This child cannot drink wine or anything intoxicating, and your wife cannot eat anything impure." And so Manoach turns to the angel like a good Jewish man, and he says, "Why don't you join us for a meal? Let's eat something together." And the angel says, "No, I cannot eat with you, but if you want to offer a offering to Hashem, you can do that, but I'm not going to eat with you," because Manoach didn't know that this is actually an angel, not a human being. So the Manoach, the father of Shimshon, is then he turns to the angel and he says, "What's your name?" And he says, "Don't ask my name. It's Pel'i, which means it's hidden." And Manoach then takes a goat, and he brings it as a sacrifice on not exactly a mizbech, but a large rock. If you've ever been to Israel, you've seen those large rocks that could be a mizbech, but they're not. And so he offers this big offering, a goat on this big stone. And suddenly, as he has it right there on the big stone, a huge fire emerges, burns all the food, and the angel goes up together with the flame that consumes this, by now, I guess, a korban. Manoach and his wife fall on their face, and that's when they realize that this man is actually a 100% angel of God. And Manoach has a response that you can't blame him for having. He says, "We're about to die because we've seen an angel of God." And his wife is like, "Hello, if really God would want us to die, he would just kill us. He wouldn't prank us. He wouldn't send this angel to come and speak to us and tell us we're going to have a child and what we could eat and what we can't eat. So no, don't worry. We saw an angel of God, but that doesn't mean we're about to die." And indeed, she has a child, and she names him Shimshon. He's from the tribe of Dan, and remember, they live in the city of Tzor'ah, and he grows up, and it says that the Spirit of God is on him. That is what we've seen in chapter 13. So what is it? Bnei Yisrael do bad stuff. They don't follow Hashem. Hashem gives them to the Plishtim. The Plishtim persecute and dominate and control Bnei Yisrael. One day, a man from the city of Tzor'ah in the tribe of Dan is realize he and his wife don't have children, and his wife is sitting alone. An angel of God comes to her. He tells her that they will have a child, but she cannot eat anything impure. She cannot drink wine or have anything alcoholic, and that the child will never be able to get a haircut. She tells her husband. Her husband is like, wow. And then he asks Hashem, please send me the angel again. The angel comes again. They think it's a human being. He breaks the same news. Don't eat anything impure. Don't drink wine or anything intoxicating, he tells Manoach's wife. And then Manoach, the father of Shimshon, says, let's give you some food. He brings out a goat, puts it on the rock, brings it as an offering. Suddenly, this big fire comes out, and the person they thought was a human being goes up with the flame. Then they realize it's 100% the angel of Hashem. And indeed, this child is born. They name him Shimshon. He lives in Tzorah, and he's in the tribe of Dan. And now is when the real action begins. Stay tuned for the stories of Shimshon, chapter 14, coming up.